The YouTube business brings in per year.
Wow.
Anyone that wants to be an entrepreneur today has the resources. It's all out there. A lot of people think social media is horrible for you, but if you use social media in the correct way, you can learn so much.
Did it still sting to have the rejection?
I knew my parents were like, Charlie, what are you gonna do?
I feel like you dodged a bullet.
I think so too. This is such a big business hack. Why is not every small business owner doing this? It all comes down to focusing on building the business.
Overall, do you think it's worth it? Welcome to Step by Step. I'm here with Charlie Chang today. If you guys aren't familiar, you're a personal finance YouTuber. If you met someone, like, what do you call yourself?
I definitely started off as a personal finance YouTuber.
Yeah.
I think I've shifted more towards like business and some personal finance.
That makes sense. Yeah, you do a lot of business content. You've tried a bunch of side hustles, right?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, we can get into that. I'm curious to hear about that. I feel like for people who don't know you, we always got to do the origin story. You went to UCLA, right?
Yes, I did.
So you could have gotten a 9 to 5 or you applied to medical school, right?
Yep.
But you obviously didn't end up going that route. So how did that all work out and why did you decide to end up doing YouTube and all these different businesses?
Yeah, so I went to college to study psychobiology. My parents wanted me to become a doctor. And so I went in, took all my pre-med classes, did some like internships, shadowing, stuff like that. I've never wanted to become a doctor. I just did it because I feel like my personality wasn't strong enough where I was like, hey, I don't actually want to do this, right? My agency wasn't that high back then. So I just did it because I was okay at math and science and stuff like that. And I graduated college. I applied to med schools. I applied to like 20 different med schools and got denied instantly from all of them except for one. I got one interview. I did the interview and I didn't get in. After that, I was like, okay, I'm glad because I probably would be a horrible doctor, to be honest.
Yeah, because you didn't want to do it that much. Yeah.
I think you have to like really love the hospital, helping people, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And for me, like I can't stand blood. I can't stand needles.
Yeah.
I'm getting my blood drawn next week and I'm super scared. I basically was like, I'm going to try and work for myself. I already made some money doing different side hustles like photography, did some like print modeling in LA and stuff like that. Yeah, after that last rejection letter, I was like, I'm just gonna go on my own and try and figure it out.
Yeah. So was it kind of a relief then? Did it still sting to have the rejection?
It was a relief, but it stung because I knew my parents were like, Charlie, what are you gonna do?
But if you got in, they would have been like, you have to go, right? Basically.
They would have been super confused if I got in and did not go.
Yeah. So the first side hustle was photography.
Yeah, I mean the very first dollar I made, I guess in entrepreneurship was when I was, I don't know, 7, 8 years old, selling lemonade.
Oh, nice. Classic.
Classic. Classic lemonade stand. And then I was selling things on
Cool.
eBay. And then, photography, and then those other types of service-based side hustles.
How much are you making on YouTube and through your businesses and stuff these days?
The YouTube business brings in 3 to 4 million per year.
Wow. So that's through everything, like your channels, all the channels.
All the channels.
Is that revenue?
Revenue, yeah. But the profit margins are solid because most of my team's overseas. So I think we're sitting at, my payroll is maybe 70, 80K per month for the media business. So whatever that profit margin, like 70% profit margin.
Yeah.
But you got started with YouTube super early, right?
Yeah, when I was 14.
Wow.
Yeah.
What year was that?
2009.
Okay.
I think 2008 or 2009. Yeah.
I started in 2008 too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but my motivation starting was I just didn't have money and I wanted it. Like, you know, when you're a kid and my parents were like, we don't really have extra money if you want to go to the movies. What motivated you to start doing these side hustles?
To start doing side hustles?
Yeah.
I always hated spending my dad's money. I don't know, for some reason I just didn't like it. I was always like, let me figure out a way to make some money on my own. That was one of the big motivators. I also grew up with a lot of money anxiety. My parents, like they do well, but they're very frugal. My entire family is very frugal. They immigrated here from China when they're in their mid 20s. And I think growing up in China really instilled this like whole mindset of save every single dollar you can. I mean, they were living in like a a shack basically. And then growing up, we were just extremely frugal as a family. And so I think growing up with that money anxiety, I was like, I want to figure out a way to not have that. My goal today, like even with like the businesses I have, it's to be able to eat out at a restaurant and not look at the menu prices. And I still do that.
You still look at the prices?
Oh, for sure.
But you probably don't need to at this point.
Yeah, I guess I wouldn't need to, like technically, but I still do.
So when do you think you'll get to a point where you just don't look at all? Do you have like a goal net worth? Do you think about that kind of thing?
Yeah, I think about that a lot. I don't know what net worth level. Honestly, I don't think I'll ever stop. I'll always glance at it and take it into consideration. But hopefully that dwindles down to like 1%, right? It's like,
I feel like there's nothing wrong with still looking, as long as you're not being such a penny pincher when you don't need to be. You're not living the life that you want to because you've always done that when you don't need to anymore. You know what I mean?
That is the goal. That's
Yeah.
the goal.
Of all the businesses you've done, do you have a favorite?
Obviously, YouTube is my favorite because it's what I've seen the most success with. And I think every business should have a YouTube channel. It doesn't just need to be for the views. It doesn't just need to be vlog content or like entertainment, right? You can learn a lot on YouTube. And I think me spending my teen years, my 20s, and now my 30s, learning almost everything I know on YouTube, service-based businesses are what I think everyone should start off with.
Okay. So do you have some service-based businesses that you like?
I'd say right now, like AI, since it's growing so fast, an AI consulting agency or AI implementation or building
I feel like
AI
I
workflows.
could do that. I'm obsessed.
You are?
With AI.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a great. I think there's so much potential there.
Yeah.
And you can get pretty good at AI in 2 to 3 weeks, right?
Yeah.
If you watch YouTube videos every single day for 2 to 3 weeks on AI implementation workflows, you'll be pretty solid, and you can definitely go into a company and offer a service to help them build out these workflows.
That's a good idea because it does provide a lot of value.
Oh yeah.
And it's kind of fun to learn about. If you play around with it enough too, I've found some things that you can make ChatGPT do that I just found on my own because I was like, I wonder if it could do this.
Like what?
Sometimes I'll have it just make, if I need a little arrow PNG, I'll do that and it can like animate it a little bit. So little things like that. So it's like you got to tweak it. You have to give it a lot of like inspiration photos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's cool.
Yeah.
I've been using ChatGPT for like a mentor slash life coach slash therapist.
Oh, I love it for that.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can feed it a lot of information, and then it'll like know exactly how to direct the conversation and what to ask you. It's pretty cool.
So how does your business look today? It's like the YouTube channel is kind of the main thing, and then you do a lot of affiliate marketing, and then you have some other businesses. I know you've done Amazon FBA in the past kind of thing. What would you say are the main streams of income?
Yeah, so today we have a portfolio of like 50 plus different YouTube channels. So they're all education based channels. So we run those.
50.
Yeah, we have a lot of channels.
You're not in them.
Most of them I'm not in them.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I've probably watched them and have no idea that you own it.
Maybe. It's similar editing style, and some of our hosts are in different channels, but yeah, it's not me, which is really nice. And we monetize those businesses mostly using affiliate marketing. So we have links to different services or products in the description, and then if people click on those, we make some type of commission. I have one. My main channel it's over 1 million subscribers, so that's the main one where we get brand deals. And then, of course, AdSense revenue. Yeah.
So how do you grow a new channel from scratch these days?
I think the hardest part of growing a channel is just being consistent enough to see some traction. Most of the channels I build right now, they take months to get traction, or they just don't get traction at all. So I know a lot of them are going to fail, but you have to do it like at least for 6 to 12 months, consistent content.
So when you go to start a new one, you hire an actual host to be in it.
Yeah.
And are they remotely, like they shoot it on their own and then you have an editor take over? Like, how does it work?
Yeah, I can take you through our whole, our team system. Yeah, so we have a bunch of different hosts. Some of them work on multiple channels. Essentially, we give them topics or video title ideas. Or they also help us brainstorm. We have an in-person studio here in Orange County where they can film at. So they film those videos and then we put them on the Frame. So we have like 10 different Frame accounts, which is the best.
Wow, that's a lot.
I love Frame.
Yeah.
And then we have a team of editors. I think we have like 15, 20 editors now. And then they will edit the videos. all while like this is all managed by my team. So I have one COO who's in person. He manages a team of 4 to 5 different project managers, and each project manager is responsible for a bunch of different channels. All my project managers are in Indonesia right now, and I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
And then they help manage all the other contractors, like the editors, the thumbnail people, writers, web team, all that stuff. So that's sort of like the structure. And then, yeah, we take the video, we edit it, and then the whole team does their thing to get it posted and live.
So you don't have to review every video or anything like that.
No, I don't. I'm actually not really hands-on in the operations side of almost all the channels.
Are these YouTube channels pretty niche then? If it's affiliate marketing, is it kind of based around like a type of business?
Yeah, all our channels are very, very niche. So for example, we have one solely for VPNs, or we have one solely for websites, one solely for e-com. We get very specific, and that's like the whole strategy right now, because I don't want to make these very niche videos that aren't going to get that many views on my main channel. This is a way I'm able to really target a bunch of different search terms that don't make sense on the main channel.
So you don't need to get that many views since you're doing the affiliate marketing.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much search intent behind the content. Anyone that watches these super specific videos, they searched it on Google or YouTube, they found the video, and they're here for a purpose, right? And so that search intent makes the conversions to our affiliate offers like infinitely times higher than any other type of random video.
Do you remember, it wasn't that long ago, but there was that whole scandal with Honey taking affiliate links. Did you ever notice anything like that?
Yeah, that whole scandal was crazy.
Yeah.
The whole affiliate marketing business can be a little bit scammy. So tools like that where they just come in and put like a cookie on your browser at the very last second, right? I didn't really notice anything with that. I don't think Honey does too much stuff with a lot of our affiliate partners, because they're mostly, it's like a lot of e-commerce, right?
Right. Yeah.
It
is more like clothing and stuff.
We don't do too much of that. Ours is more like SaaS platforms, stuff like that, software.
Yeah, VPNs, things like that. Yeah. Like if people aren't familiar, basically what Honey did is they would come in at the last second and take the affiliate commission and be like, oh, we found a coupon for you, but there wouldn't even really be a coupon or anything. There'd actually be no better deal. And then they would take the affiliate commission. And then they also would go to brands and say, hey, use Honey, or I forget exactly what they did, but it was something weird like that.
The whole thing was crazy.
It was weird. Now there's a lawsuit. The Legal Eagle YouTube channel team is suing them, doing like a class action lawsuit.
Whoa.
I know. It's kind of crazy. But affiliate marketing is fascinating. It seems so not worth it for like clothes and makeup, because sometimes I'll link products like that and it just doesn't pay very much. Certain things will be like, oh, a couple dollars if you sell it.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm like, I just don't want to be like tagging that many things.
Do you make money from affiliates?
From some, but I just don't even bother with a lot of them. Sometimes I'm like, if a brand wants to like work with me, they can work with me directly. Or one thing I'll do in vlogs is I just won't say the brand's name, but I'll like link it below.
Oh, I see.
On occasion.
Yeah, you gotta find the right affiliate. I have a bunch of custom deals with people that took years to build. You have to do that. If I didn't have those custom deals, I would be making probably 80% less. So you can really negotiate. All the public offers, they can be negotiated.
Yeah.
Right? You just need to drive some sales for them, get in contact with their team, and then slowly negotiate that. And as you drive more and more sales, then you have more leverage to get better and better rates.
Yeah. So you just use the regular maybe affiliate program they have at first, and then you find it, like an email, and you're like, hey, can we do a better deal for me?
Yeah. Or like for me, since I have the big channel, I'll use that as like leverage, and I'll actually reach out first and see, hey, can we get a custom deal? Sometimes that works, but for most people, you usually go with the public deals and then see some success, and then you reach out to them.
Yeah, a lot of people think of affiliate marketing and they'll think of clothes or products that they use, and those don't pay very much. The things that pay a lot, like a bank account, it's like $100 or more. That makes a big difference if you're referring even just 10 people to that.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of where it's at.
$200 to $400, even $500 per action, per sale.
That's crazy.
Which is impossible with a physical product, right? Their
Yeah.
profit margins are so much lower. And a lot of these companies, they are paying out significantly more than the revenue that we're bringing in. Some of our products, let's say it costs $60 for the person, they'll pay out, let's say $300.
Wow.
They can do that because it's still like a solid cost per acquisition for them.
Yeah.
Or like one person is worth more than that $300. So it's still worth it for them, right?
Right. Because if it's like a yearly subscription,
Yeah.
then over the lifetime, that person's spending a lot more than 300.
Yeah.
Probably.
Or they have upsells later on.
Oh.
A lot of these companies, yeah, they can afford, and it's pretty competitive now because they're vying for attention. They're vying for different placements, or they want to work with more YouTubers. And so they are paying out these like pretty astronomical numbers.
Wow.
And just like sort of competing with each other, which is good for affiliate marketers, right? But kind of bad for the companies.
I need to hit up more of them.
Yeah, you should.
I've referred a lot of people to SoFi.
Okay.
I'm like, I could probably work a deal or something.
Do you have a deal with them?
No, I just use their normal thing, which is like $75 per person that signs up.
Okay.
Because I like it. I genuinely use it.
Yeah. I
For
use
like
SoFi
my
too.
personal bank, and then my business bank I also really like.
Okay.
Mercury. You know
Oh,
that
yeah,
one?
yeah.
Yeah.
They have an affiliate program.
Yeah, and that one's actually pretty good. I think it's like $250
Yeah.
per person you refer.
Yeah.
And both of those, it's like I've used them for a couple years now each, and I really like it. So I would like actually refer someone to it.
I get higher numbers than those. So I'll put you in contact with the
that
person
would
that
be
I know
cool.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be super cool. I like referring people to stuff that I actually like a lot and use. It's
Yeah,
fun.
it's perfect. It's like supernatural.
Yeah. Do you have like an affiliate thing you've been the most successful with?
We do really well with website building and business entity formation.
Oh, cool.
But I have like 100 plus different affiliates, so it's very spread out. But I'd say those are pretty much at the top.
Yeah. I've had the best luck with Tesla.
Oh.
I referred like 600 people.
No
to buy
way.
them,
So
yeah.
what'd you make from that?
Well, for a while, I would only get supercharger miles, and then they all expired.
What? No.
And then it started last year. You would get, it was always like varied. They would change it. It'd be like, oh, you got $500 credit per person you
Okay,
refer.
okay.
And then you get like $1,000 credit. For a little bit, they did that when I think they were trying to just get their earnings up, an earnings report or whatever coming up.
Yeah.
Like they were just like, let's sell more. And I think it worked. So right now I have like $14,000 of Tesla credit,
Whoa.
and it expires in September.
What are you gonna use it on?
I don't know. I might sell mine and get a new one.
Sell it? Oh, you can use it to buy a new car?
Yeah, you can use it on that.
Oh, I didn't know
You
that.
can use it on service.
A wrap, right?
Maybe. I want my windows tinted, but I don't know if they do that.
Okay.
So I might do that. And I know a lot of people hate Tesla now, but it's like, think about it. Even if you hate Tesla, if I don't use this money, then they just keep it.
Yeah.
So I should use it so
Yeah.
that, you know.
Also, used Teslas right now are such a good deal.
Yeah, they're
You
really
can get
cheap.
a really good car for like 20K.
Yeah.
Right?
I probably can't even sell mine for that much. Probably for like literally less than 15,000.
That's wild.
But I think I'll sell mine, get a new one, because the battery is much bigger now.
Okay.
Like mine is like 200. The new Model 3s are like 360.
Oh, that's much
Yeah.
better. That's
So I might
way
do
more
that.
usable. Yeah, I remember you used to make a lot of Tesla content, right?
Yeah.
My dad watches all the Tesla content, like
I
every
love
single
that.
video. So he was super excited when I told him that I knew you.
Yeah, I remember I met them when you
Yeah.
guys were in Seattle. Yeah, that was cool. I don't make as much Tesla content now. I feel like I just did everything I kind of wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually going to do a video about why I eventually want to sell my car and only take Waymos. Like,
No way.
Eventually, yeah, because I like that you can get work done in the car, just chill. I really think the future, like I'm calling it now, is going to be like not owning a car, but it might be a while because
Yeah.
I'm going to need Waymo to be able to go to Palm Springs, and who knows
How much would that cost? Is it comparable to Uber or Lyft?
Yeah, sometimes it's
Okay.
cheaper.
Okay.
Which surprises people, but it's
How-
about the same. Usually.
How's the service? Or like,
Oh, have you not taken one
I
yet?
haven't taken one.
You need to. You'll love it, I think.
How do you even find them? Are they here?
Not in Orange County, but next
Okay.
time you're in LA, just if you have the app, you can order one. They're
Okay.
everywhere. They're multiplying, I swear. I joke that they're reproducing because I'm
Oh,
like,
no.
what? I see them all over now. I think they drive safer. Like, I know if there's a Waymo, it's not going to rear end me or something. But you get in it, it's a Jaguar, so it's really nice.
Nice car.
It's the music playing it's like an Uber Black, I
Okay.
would say. You play your own music, you make the temperature however you want. It drives very smooth. So
No
you don't
awkward
feel
conversation.
Exactly. None of that.
Nice.
I've taken it home from a bar and I just blasted the music and was like singing along to it, and I was like, I could never do
Oh,
this in
that's
an Uber.
dope.
Yeah, it's so fun
That's actually-
actually.
And it's the same price as like a normal Uber?
Sometimes it's more, but it's kind of like how, you know how sometimes Uber is more and sometimes Lyft is more? They all three, it's just like you open all three apps and check.
Oh.
So if it's not very busy, Waymo will be usually a little less expensive.
Okay.
But if it's really busy, Waymo might be a little more.
Okay.
But at this point, if it's only $10 more, I'll book a Waymo because the experience to me is a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, it's an I-Pace, right? Jaguar I-Pace? That's a nice car. I just
really
realized
nice.
that.
Yeah. The other con though would be it can be a little slower in the route sometimes.
Okay.
So if you're only going 10 minutes away, not a big deal. But if you're going across town in LA, it might take a slightly slower route to avoid. It can go on the freeway, but sometimes it will avoid certain routes.
I see.
Yeah.
I've heard of some people getting stuck in their Waymo.
Yeah, that's happened. Okay. But if it happens, the rider support will like call you immediately and they'll deal with it. But
dang, I gotta try this out. That's cool.
It's really cool. I like it a lot. You've had a lot of success with all of this, but you grew up with a more frugal mindset, which I can relate to. And I found it difficult sometimes to actually spend my money on things that I can definitely afford, but I just feel weirdly guilty about it.
Yeah.
Maybe. Do you ever have that? Because I know you bought like a nice car. How did you decide to finally do it? And how do you view spending money? Quick break to thank Quince for sponsoring this episode. So you guys, I recently booked a trip to London for this summer because I'm going to go to Wimbledon, and I ordered a few things from Quince for the trip. I got this really cute gingham linen top. It's a very good price, I thought, for linen. I was like, okay, whoa, this is amazing. Quince, just across the board, they have really good quality stuff. They have got clothing, they have luggage, home decor, like you can get sheets, and the prices are like 50 to 80% less than similar brands because they actually work directly with top factories to cut out the middleman. So that's how they keep the prices low without sacrificing the quality. Because you'll notice the clothing, it's like cashmere, washable silk, really good quality stuff. So I have so much stuff from Quince. If you're watching the video version of this, you'll see I'm gonna insert just videos of me wearing all the stuff I have from Quince. I'm kind of obsessed. I love it because the prices are so good. So if you are planning a trip this summer and you want to upgrade your luggage or get some cute clothing pieces, they just got a ton of new stuff for spring. If you also want to get some stuff from Quince this summer, you can go to quince.com/Shelby. They're offering 365-day returns plus free shipping on your order. That's QUINCE.com/Shelby. QUINCE.com/Shelby. Thank you to Quince for sponsoring. Okay, but before we get into it, I wanted to quickly thank one of the sponsors of the podcast, Cure Hydration. If you guys aren't familiar with Cure Hydration, it's an electrolyte drink mix. And what I really like about it is they don't have any added sugar or artificial sweeteners. So you're not going to get that fake sugar taste, and they use clean ingredients. They use things like pink Himalayan salt and coconut water powder. I feel like it's just a cleaner way to hydrate. And really when it comes to staying hydrated, it really is more than just drinking water. I mean, I've found when I go to play tennis, and if it's like a hot day, I'm playing in the middle of the day, I will be so fatigued after, even if I was just drinking normal water the whole time, because I need those electrolytes. If you are not replenishing your electrolytes too, like you'll kind of get that fatigue, that brain fog. You know, I feel like we've all felt it. In the summer when I'm in Palm Springs, like you don't even have to be working out. Like I need to be drinking this just to stay like normal. So with the Cure electrolyte drink mix, there's only 25 calories in each packet. So very low calorie, again, because there isn't any added sugar. And it's doctor approved and safe for the whole family. So adults and kids can use Cure. So they have a bunch of different flavors. They got like watermelon, lemonade. Lemonade I feel like is a classic. There's strawberry, kiwi, berry, pomegranate, really something for everyone. They found that 75% of Americans don't drink enough water or have enough electrolytes. And this is when you get those symptoms like fatigue, headaches, dry skin. I notice for myself, my lips get really dry. When I stay hydrated, my lips are just like naturally a little more plump. So it's like more motivation I've had to actually drink water. They actually followed a formula that was developed by the World Health Organization to be as effective as an actual IV drip. So they're not messing around here. We're really getting rehydrated. And for step-by-step listeners, Cure is offering 20% off your first order. You can get that by going to curehydration.com/Shelby and entering the promo code Shelby. Again, it's curehydration.com/Shelby. I'll put the link in the show notes as well if you want to just click on the link. And let's get back into the podcast. You've had a lot of success with all of this, but you grew up with a more frugal mindset, which I can relate to. And I found it difficult sometimes to actually spend my money on things that I can definitely afford, but I just feel weirdly guilty about it.
Yeah.
Maybe. Do you ever have that? Because I know you bought like a nice car. How did you decide to finally do it, and how do you view spending money?
I'm weirdly frugal. So that what I mean by that is I spend on things that I think will make me more money. Okay, so for example, I have a couple like pretty nice cars.
Yeah.
I buy those cars because one, I love cars, but two, these are like I choose cars that hold value or go up in the future. So these cars, like the 458, I think it's gonna hold really steady or even go up. The Aventador SV, I think that's gonna become like $1 million plus car in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm spending a lot of money on the car, but I think it'll make me money in the future, right? It can also help with marketing. I also enjoy it. So that stuff. Food experiences, I still struggle a lot with that because it kind of like disappears once you do it.
Yeah, like a trip.
Yeah.
Spending a lot on that.
Like I just went to Miami. We flew economy there and back. Because after you land, you don't really, like it doesn't, business versus economy doesn't matter too much. You might be a little more tired.
I feel like a hotel is worth spending more on. You spend way more time. It actually changes the experience more.
Yeah. That's a good one. I still struggle with that though. Like
I do too.
I'm probably going to choose something that's not that expensive.
Yeah. Well, I think there's diminishing returns with hotels too. A 4-star boutique hotel that's under $500 a night. A 5-star hotel that's like $2,000 a night. It's going to be better, but it's not going to be that much better. You know.
Even the thought of like spending $500 a night on a hotel to me is crazy.
Well, usually you can find some that are still pretty nice for like $300.
Yeah. Also depends where you go, right?
Yeah. And I'll try and travel on like off days, weekdays.
Oh, okay. That's nice. That's a good part about being like working for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. The whole thing with, I've been struggling with this a lot. I talk about it with my therapist a lot. Like
ChatGPT or a real one?
Both.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, both. Getting more comfortable spending money on things. One thing I spend money on is services. So like housekeeping, I think is a great way to spend your money. Grocery delivery, I think is a great,
super
like
worth
Walmart
it.
Plus, not to plug them or anything, but I think that's the cheapest way to get groceries.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You're paying, I think the membership is under $100 a month. I have the in-home one, which is I think 110, 120 per year. 120 per year, 110 per year.
Yeah.
And you get Walmart pricing on all the items. It's not like upcharged. And there's no delivery fee, and they don't accept tips.
Oh,
So
whoa.
it literally costs
That's crazy.
the exact same as going in and buying the stuff, and they deliver it here to your door.
That is pretty crazy. I didn't know.
They can even deliver it into your fridge. The
What?
plan that I have. Yeah.
They'll unload the stuff and put it away.
Yeah, they'll come. Yeah, I don't do that because
Yeah.
I live in an apartment. But if you have a house and you can give them access when you're not home or whatever,
Oh
they'll
my
do that.
God.
It's crazy.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I normally do Whole Foods delivery if I do that, or sometimes
Okay.
I'll pick it up or
Okay.
whatever. But it is worth it. But even sometimes I struggle. I'm like, I could go get it, but it takes a lot of time and energy too.
Energy too. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
when I go shop for groceries, I'll just look for stuff on sale and I'll like compare prices.
Decision
Should I get
fatigue.
salmon today? Oh, the steak is on sale, so I'm gonna get that. Like, yeah, decision fatigue. And so, not having that and just using apps, it's been amazing. I think everyone should do that.
Well, sometimes it's kind of fun to go and like pick out if I'm in the mood
Yeah,
too, but not usually.
Yeah, like for me, Costco can be fun, but it's tiring. And
Yeah.
after I get back from Costco, there's no chance I'm gonna work as hard on my business, which is what generates the money, right? So I'd rather put
True.
my efforts into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like being lazy. It's more of just spending the energy you have on things that are actually matter more.
Yeah.
Probably.
And everyone has finite energy, finite time resources. So yeah, if you have the means, I mean, the Walmart delivery, it's the same price. So all I gotta do is pay the $100 a year.
Yeah.
But it saves so much time.
So what about this apartment though? Because it's got to be. I'm sure you guys can kind of see if you're watching the YouTube video a little bit. Like it's floor to ceiling windows. So it's a penthouse apartment.
Yeah.
I'm sure that was kind of scary to be like, okay, I'm gonna get this. I'm sure some of the thought was, obviously you've got tripods up and things, and you use this as a studio too.
was like one of the more uncomfortable decisions, but I'm always trying to push myself. So spending this much on rent, it is scary, but I think it's pretty reasonable for my income.
Yeah.
And yeah, we use it a lot for business too, so that helps. I'm a content creator first, so filming content in this space, I think is pretty cool compared to a lot of other places. But yeah, it is a lot. But I spend so much time here that I think if I were to splurge and stuff, apartment is definitely one of those, or where you live.
Yeah, because you enjoy it a lot, especially working from home.
Yeah, I work from home, so I'm always here, and it really contributes to my quality of life.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I've thought about upgrading my apartment, but I'm like, I don't need to, but it probably would make my content better to have more space. It's probably less than 600 square feet. Like, it's actually very small.
Okay.
And yeah, I would like to have like a dedicated office room.
Having that dedicated office room is nice. So having like at least 2 bedrooms, right?
Yeah. So to like leave tripods up, leave lights up, not have to set it up would make me way more productive.
It might even be cheaper because, okay, here's what I mean by that. Like the tax benefits of having office space in your apartment. If you have more square footage that's used exclusively for filming and business in your workstation, then you can write off that percentage from your business income. And then that can make a lot of sense, right? You're saving a lot of money, especially in California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so with this kind of place, did you look at buying?
For me, I prefer the flexibility of renting. I also don't know how long I want to stay here.
So, but you don't want to buy a place that you actually live in, maybe a rental property?
I would rather have rental properties and rent where I live.
Yeah.
I just think home ownership has a lot of headaches involved. You have to maintain it. You have to pay your property taxes. If something breaks, you have to get someone out to fix it. If you have a backyard, you have to like maintain that too. There's a lot of stuff. So for now, it's like at this stage of my life, I don't need to handle anything with the apartment. If something happens, I just submit a little request online. They come and fix it. And that just gives me more like mental energy to focus on building the business.
Yeah.
It all comes down to focusing on building the business.
It is nice to have the flexibility to move to if you want to.
Yeah.
Like, do you think about moving somewhere totally different ever, or do you like Orange County?
I like Orange County a lot. I think it's a better fit for me than like LA.
Yeah.
But I've for sure considered moving to a no tax state, no income.
Oh, you have thought about that. I wanted to talk about that.
State income tax, dude, I did the math. Like every day I live in California, it's like $500+.
Dang, that is crazy.
To just
But like, do you feel like it's
state.
worth it? It's nice here. It's so sunny.
Today it's kind of worth it because it's sunny, but sometimes it's cloudy, it's raining. I'm like, dude, come on.
It was not worth it this past week. I will say that.
Yeah.
Because it was very cloudy. Overall, do you think it's worth it, or have you been more seriously looking into that?
I think I do make more because I live in California. It's helped with my network, but I think it might be the same if like wherever you go, you can find business owners, entrepreneurs to network with.
That's the thing. There's a lot of value in like just already having a community somewhere.
Yes.
I've been thinking, I'm like, I really like Orange County. This is actually where I first moved when I moved from Seattle to California. Costa Mesa.
Yeah.
Literally that
right
place
there.
right there.
You can see
we can see the old apartment I used to live at. So funny. And it was nice. And I've lived in LA for a long time. You lived in LA for quite a while. So what do you like better about Orange County?
Orange County has bigger roads, more parking.
A lot of parking.
Like I went to LA the other day for a couple podcasts. I think I was in Hollywood or something, and it sort of felt like a second world country. Not gonna lie.
I know I feel like this year it has gotten more just dirty. Yeah.
Solid. If you're thinking about OC, I think a great place to start is near John Wayne Airport. So I'm technically in Santa Ana. But like Costa Mesa, Santa Ana, Irvine, they all basically meet at this junction where the 405 and 73 and 55 meet. I think this is a great area because within 5 minutes from the beach, you can fly really easily.
The airport's nice, and it's just
very
easy
nice
to get in and out of.
I think it was rated like top airport in the U.S.
Great.
It's good.
LAX is like really stressful, I feel like. This airport's
I would rather take a flight from John Wayne that's not direct and adds 2 hours than go to LA and do a direct flight.
LAX.
LAX is rough.
Yeah. It's a lot.
But yeah, this is a good spot. So I think anyone that is considering it, like, great area to be in.
And especially if anyone's watching and you don't live in California, but you want to move to California. Growing up, what I thought LA was, actually Orange County is that. Like the nice beaches. I do like LA still a lot, and it's fun. And yes, I don't know. I've just been considering recently. I'm like, could be fun. Or maybe have a small little place in LA, because I'd still want to go up there a lot for different things.
Yeah.
But maybe be more based down here.
Yeah, that's smart.
Even driving down here today and parking, I was like, I feel like it's just easier to like go, if you need to run any errand, it's just kind of easier to do it here.
Yes.
And it's relaxing, and I don't feel like I have to be stressed as much.
I get stressed every time I go to LA.
It's stressful. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
How do you balance working, but then also like doing things that are fulfilling to you? Your work is pretty fulfilling, but then I know you did like a triathlon, right? How do you balance, like, do you work a lot of hours, or are you at a point where you don't actually have to work as many?
I don't work too much in the business now. I do mostly work on the business. So what I mean by that is like brainstorming, kicking off new projects, bringing on new team members, figuring out different ways to monetize, talking with brands, stuff like that. That's what I usually do. And it doesn't take that much time, I'd say.
Yeah.
Like I'm always sort of on, but I'm never like, besides filming, that's like tough, but
Yeah.
I'm never like in the weeds, like doing really intense stuff that fries my brain, right?
Like editing or whatever.
Yeah, I don't edit anymore. That's like one of the first things that I think a lot of people should hire out. But in terms of fulfillment, I mean, the easiest way to have fulfillment in life in general is just doing business in something that fulfills you. So luckily, I really care about finances. I really care about business. I really enjoy teaching. Like I used to be a tutor back in the day. That's one of my side hustles.
Yeah.
And I really love video and photo, right? So I literally just combined all of it.
Yeah,
and
teaching on camera pretty much.
Somehow all those skills I built up doing those random side hustles helped me.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't realize that. They'll be like, I shouldn't do this because I'm not going to do it in 10 plus years, but you're going to learn from every single thing you do and take those skills with you to that next thing, right?
Well, have there been any side hustles you've tried that you feel like are just not really worth it?
Some are, definitely harder. For example, drop shipping has a bad rep, kind of, right? But I think everyone should try drop shipping because it's a really cheap and fast way to learn e-commerce without spending a ton of money. So I used to drop ship. I think most of my friends have.
Yeah.
That's a tougher one, but it's a great business to learn and practice on, right?
Yeah.
And some people still see success.
Do you think that one was easier back in the day, but is harder now, like more competitive?
It's harder now for sure. I think everything always gets harder.
Yeah.
As more and more people do it, it gets harder and harder. YouTube still, but like there's still so much room. I think one thing people don't realize is there is like infinite opportunities in the world. And I think most people are just thinking too small. Even if it's harder, there's what, 8 billion people in the world. There's the internet. There's so much you can still build. And just because it's a little bit harder than it was a year or two ago, it's still the best time right now, right?
People will always say it's too late to do something. Even 10 years ago, I'm sure you heard when you were doing YouTube, oh, I should have started 2 years ago. It's too late now. And it's like, people will just always say that.
Always.
And it's never really too late. It might be a little harder to stand out on certain platforms, but not really if you there's always a way to stand out.
There is.
Yeah.
And I'm big on like pivoting and looking at the trends. I think one reason why my channel has sort of been able to be okay the last 5 years, whereas many other channels maybe have fizzled out, is because I'm always watching YouTube. Like I actually love YouTube. Whenever I eat, I'm always watching YouTube, not Netflix, not HBO, whatever. So I always think about what new types of content ideas I can put out, what's working well, and then sort of shifting and pivoting. I think that's a big mistake a lot of people make. They just figure out one thing and then they just keep doing that and they get stale and then it dries out, right? You always have to think about what's next. A lot of people think social media is horrible for you, but if you use social media in the correct way, you can learn so much. Like
I agree.
The original inspiration I got for business, since I didn't have any friends that were entrepreneurs, was all on social media. It's just people that I follow, and you can sort of have them be your pseudo mentor. They don't know who you are, but you can still absorb their behind the scenes, what ideas they have. There's so much great value on social media today.
It's a tool. You can use it to compare yourself to other people and feel like shit about yourself, or you can use it to get inspired and learn things. So how much would an editor be? Like a couple thousand a month?
You can get amazing editors for, let's say, $800 to $1,500 per month.
Really?
Full time.
Wow. Because they live somewhere where the cost of living is really low.
Yeah. Most of my editors are in Indonesia. So I also have an overseas recruiting company, and we're based in Indonesia. They're paired,
right? Yeah.
And like my business partner and I, we were like, this is such a big business hack. Like, why is not every small business owner doing this? We should offer a service that helps people. So you know how everyone hires in the Philippines? We think Indonesia's way better.
Oh.
Yeah. So
why is that?
I think I have 2 or 3 people on my team from the Philippines.
Yeah.
But I have probably 20, 30 plus from Indonesia. It's the up and coming Philippines. So it is a little bit cheaper. They have great English, great work ethic. Yeah, they're very, very skilled at things like video editing, project management.
I could definitely use that. I've seen a lot of people in the real estate space do it. So people who they own like a storage unit company or a lot of Airbnbs, and they will use a virtual assistant in the Philippines or somewhere like that. They can even find people every hour of the day. So if a guest is having an issue in the middle of the night or whatever, like there's someone who's like awake.
Yeah, the beauty of it is like, if you work in the US from, let's say, 8 a.m. and you're online until 9 p.m., right? Their workday starts at, let's say, 8, 9 p.m. So you're basically, it's like 24/7. You can give them stuff to do, and then they'll work on it, and you can review it when you start your day.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And we run our whole business async through Slack. We have team meetings sometimes, but everything's just done through messaging. And I think any remote position that you hire for, it can be outsourced.
Yeah.
Like, there's really smart people in every country.
Yeah.
And luckily, like for us, the dollar is strong. The cost of living in other places is a lot lower. So the average salaries are much, much less. It becomes like a win-win for everyone, where you can pay them well above what they would make working for a local company. But at the same time, you're still saving compared to hiring domestically.
Yeah. I do see some people, when I see the people post about it on Twitter, some people push back. They think it's messed up to hire people outside the US.
I have a few thoughts on that.
Yeah.
Like, I get what they're saying.
Yeah.
They're so happy to have those jobs because now they have a remote job working for a US company where they're getting paid like really good money, right? Like some of our team members are like, they're living large with what we pay them.
Yeah.
And that same salary would just have a normal life here, right? It also helps business owners be able to hire a lot earlier than they normally would, right? Committing to hiring someone for, let's say, $5,000 a month in the US, it's like a big ask. Right? Whereas if you can find someone for $1,000 a month overseas, it's a lot less risky, and it allows you to hire earlier, and allows you to hire more people faster to grow your company faster. Like most of my team right now is working on projects that don't generate any money. They're losing money, but at some point those channels hopefully will do well, right?
Yeah.
But there's no way I'd be able to grow all those channels if I had US people, because they would instantly lose so much money.
So much. You just couldn't do it. You couldn't justify that.
It wouldn't make any sense. So yeah, scaling wise, it is so good for business owners.
Yeah. And then you still have a COO that's local.
Yeah.
And are some of the hosts also?
Yeah, most of the hosts are local. So
it's not like every job is going to Indonesia.
Oh, no.
Yeah. It's mostly just editing.
Some of the like management stuff, thumbnails, all that stuff is overseas. But I still have a base of US, like a US team. And I think completely depends on the business, but having that US team in conjunction with the overseas team is really, really solid.
I know. I'd like to find more editors just because I have a great editor for podcasts and stuff, and she lives in Seattle.
Okay.
But then I'm like, I do need more short form content cut downs, but it's really hard to justify spending money on that because you don't really make any money.
Yeah.
Unless it's over a minute long, but I feel like a lot of the ones that blow up are short. Or like Instagram really doesn't pay you anything.
Yeah, you don't make any money from it.
Yeah, so it doesn't make sense. Like, yes, you can long term, like eventually if you get a brand deal, but you have to, if you're spending, let's say like $50 on every Instagram reel,
it adds up.
It might break even. It just ends up being a lot of work for like nothing. I don't know.
You can find people overseas to hire a short form video for $5.
Wow. And
So-
like they do a good job.
Yeah, I mean, you should probably have someone overseeing it,
Yeah.
so yourself or your COO or manager. But yeah, like it's so good.
I posted on a website, and I tried to find someone who used DaVinci,
Okay.
and all these people would be like, yes, I'm interested. Then I would invite them to the project, and they'd be like, I don't know how to do this. Like they would say they had an emergency and they couldn't do it or something.
Oh, really?
If it's short form, I don't care as much what they're, I like to finish the edit myself.
That's smart.
I like someone to get it 80% of the way there, and then I'm like, I like to maybe just change a couple of the songs or maybe the font or like give it my own little touch, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That reminds me of like one of my favorite rules that I try to live by. It's the 10-80-10 rule. I don't know if it's a real rule, but you do the first 10%. You have someone help you do the middle 80%, and then you finish off the last 10%.
I love that.
Of course, you can change the percentages,
Yeah.
right, if you want to do the last 30%, but having someone in there doing the more manual stuff
Yeah.
that you don't need to do, it saves you so much time, and then you can do more projects. You can
The first 10%, it is important to set it up properly, have it maybe a editing guide.
systems,
Yeah,
SOPs.
yeah, totally.
Yeah. And
That's
like
smart.
hiring like that makes every business person be a better business person, because you need way better systems, you need SOPs, you need to document all the tasks within your business. If you do that, then you can hand off, a majority of things to someone. They'll just
Yeah.
read it or watch a Loom video, Word doc, whatever it is, and then they can get trained on it.
I even could see it in a way of having my Seattle editor become the person doing the last 10% because
Yeah.
now she knows my style really well. It would just allow us to make more content, really. Yeah.
Yeah, I think most content creators, they feel some type of bottleneck with output, just because there's not enough time in the day to
Yeah, and
yourself
energy.
do all this stuff, right? So yeah, having that team has just been like, we put out hundreds of videos, long form videos per month.
Hundreds.
Yeah.
That's just insane to me.
Yeah.
And I didn't even realize that you were doing all this. If someone sees your main channel, they're like, yeah, this is solid, this is great. But it's like, no, you're doing like all this stuff.
There's a lot of hidden stuff.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Thanks for taking the time to talk.
Yeah, it's
This
really
was fun.
fun.
I feel inspired to like figure out some kind of workflow where I can start another channel
Yeah.
about something.
You should do
That'd
it.
be fun.
You should do it.
Cool. Okay, well, I'll link all of your stuff below if people want to find it. And I'll see you guys in the next episode.